Good morning. Whatever it is, wherever you are. This stuff all looks kind of ugly. I also need to turn back the scaling factor quite a bit, apparently. So I'm thinking it probably needs to be pulled out to its own screen, and that way it can be given a little bit more space. Maybe you want to do an author summary. Seems like that's probably going to kind of average out. Maybe this like total error weight would be kind of interesting. Probably be the most interesting thing about it, really. That one. And really, I'm not doing a whole lot of side-by-side stuff here. Let's bring up the Lua reference. Oh, you know what? I thought the screen was taking too long. That's probably why. I probably put in a 1 comment out 200. Okay, well that means it's not a bigger problem, so that's good. What did I call that? It's going to involve some of that stuff. Okay, so that's the theta. Just going to at least that much. Oop, nope, that was slow mode. Gotta change over here. A couple of them are still overlapping. What did one do? Show masks. Yeah, they were really small at first. You just know that they've tuned up. That puts it kind of on scale with the other stuff. I guess I have to be like a down. I could go 2 steps in that direction. That might, Right, we're not in a position to do that yet. Well, you wouldn't necessarily want to go through that step if you're looking at the model. I guess you could step through it. That would be an input thing. And I have to figure out how I even change screens. Current controls. That would be special controls, right? Menu left. Switch view. What actually changes the view? Oh, that is the view. So that's just a toggle right now. So if it was a single button you could cycle through, we'd have to do a, what can you be? Model, controls default. It can be flow and model. Looks like, and that is, we've got a flow frame and a model frame. Top frame, flow frame, model frame. So for that, we would have to take, I might put something around the authors already, but selection graph frame. Their factors. Oh, okay. So this is currently within the model frame. So yeah, this is a little bit of a separate thing. You have an XY that we might have to be adjusting for. And you have the initial position. So this would be the flow display. XY0 screen height would indeed default it to being off the bottom. So this would be more like, this is off the top of the default display. This is more, probably more like factor, just model. If we move you down here, now your initial position will not be, well, of the frame. Actually, not sure why you were centered there. Was that just center? And screen width times 2. Although this stuff was kind of maybe set up relative to that. I think that these are visible. They're just off screen. Which, I don't know if the stuff updating is fully aware of that. Well, we actually do have to adjust how we do updates on that. Okay, we did move that from the other thing. Oh. Okay, so that's always. I'm not saying linear transfer to this mode. So I guess in any view that would be sort of valid. Is there, it's gonna be full word. Else if, okay. All right, so this is view equals flow. I think we set this up. If view equals current view is flow, we do this. Otherwise, our default is going to be go to view. Go to flow. And actually, that's if view equals flow. Then we gotta think about this. Well, okay, so I guess step one is to keep it working with what we've got. So, actor frame has to go to where's that minus screen height? If current view is flow, no, we're setting view to flow. So this is actually model. So this is going to be times 2. And in model, it's going to be times 1. All right, so I actually kind of want to rearrange these to be in visual order. And I want to turn off actual updating of that stuff. Attempt index a nil value. Oh, I did not assign that. Nope, not actor. Author frame. Did I say actor frame? Yeah. Okay, so those two are still well behaved. If u equals flow, so this is going to be the bottom. Model would be the middle. So I'm going to actually want to do this as... So it's all kind of linear. So you're going to be 0. You're going to be... And you're going to be times 2. I mean, I guess for my purposes, it doesn't matter whether we're really times 2 or not. Just as long as it's off screen. If flow, go to model, okay. If flow, model, author, right. Flow, go, okay, this is like going up. Model to author, else, loop back to flow. We do anything else based on current view that doesn't change controls. Oh, we need to reposition that. Oh, how does that work out? Okay, that doesn't seem to be an issue in terms of, using the same positions. We still get the full scroll. So I guess in a situation like that, maybe the times 2 could matter. But it's looking okay. author factors. No, actually, you were positioned by your call. Actually, I'm just 0 now. Kinda. Don't know if that's exactly... Yeah, like the initial column is centered, and then we just kind of start going off to the right. This is also where we need to start rescaling this better. All right. I might just want to do the screen change stuff there, which we don't have a console yet. Oh, I'm changing screens. Where do we update author factors? Oh, this is like set update function. I wonder if it's aware that it's on screen. I mean, actually toggling visible would take care of that. Probably. Die. Confirmed, not on screen, still updating. Let's shut down the console. Model. Command chaining. Linear accelerate spring. Did the entire screen. Wait 1 second. I already set it to 3, so this will have no visible effect. Add rotation, okay. So it looks like the sleep will be an animation thing. So I can have it do its blend and then change visibility. All right, so if we're going to flow, this is going to be the only visible one. So we want to make sure you are visible. And these would be when visible false after the animation, automatically do it? Or do I have to put the sleep in there? We're going to model. Now, this is probably going to have an issue with the between screens where we have to look into. And this is the author frame, which needs to be visible. Yeah, that might have been right away. Maybe visible isn't animated. Yeah. They're still asleep. But once again, if it's not animated. Yeah. So I would have to do some sort of like delayed send command. Zoom to decelerate, diffuse alpha, accelerate. Hmm. Each of these tweens. Command chaining. Long form. Yeah, let's get into the animation stuff. Is that actor? Yeah. Start transitioning command. The message broadcast by the engine but don't need an entire actor frame. Oh, well, that could be an interesting trick to, because right now I have to catch those saves on the explicit exits. Don't say we. Um, what this actor is called. On command. Center, sleep a lot. I don't know, why would you just sleep? Dummy alive actor, as long as you want the overall Lua file to persist for. Clear it from the screen as soon as they are done. As FG changes, okay. So that's why you're doing the long sleep. None of these really seem to cover the animation. Well, they're simple tweens. Lua, Lua, Lua. Actor definitions. I wonder if the sleep documentation says what it delays. Before executing the next command. Does that mean I can set up some kind of like send command thing? Because there's a whole command system, which I've never gotten much into. On command. Is that on any command? Or maybe in that case it's like, or maybe that's the, maybe it's blah command and on means it became like visible or active or whatever. In which case command would be the right word. Set command. Play command set. Okay. And I actually have to set that up to even test it. So this is an issue where it becomes invisible right away, and we want to delay that. Now that's the flow frame. If we can do that on one of them. So wherever, okay, you're not hiding it. So we would say this would be, what was it? Send command? No. Play command. Okay, attempt to call a nil value method slee. Well, it doesn't help. That did not seem delayed at all. Yeah, it disappeared right away. So I don't know what sleep does then. Or maybe it has to be a separate command sequence? Or maybe there's a different structure than play command that like mailboxes it. An actor command Play command on children. On the actor frames leaves. Should propagate commands to children. Run commands on children. Actor sound. What does play command do, though? Pass the command as an argument if it's a table. Cues a command to be played. Cue message. To broadcast that I'm playing a command, so we don't have to add it to yet another element to every tween state for this rarely used command. Broadcast a command instead of playing command. Yet another element to every tween state for this rarely used command. Well, we can try Q command. Oh, actually seemed to stick around. Maybe I'm going so fast that we're not accounting for showing it again. Okay, yes, you can go too fast. The queued message is still outstanding. And we end up overwriting it. Does this work if we do it this way? Actually, do we even need the sleep? If it's a queued command, then we're doing a tween. We haven't done this yet. That might work. We just have to add the commands to all of these frames. No, it's hide command. All right, so we've got the flow display. We've got the model. We've got the author frame. Okay, you're already hide. Oop. Now we didn't actually check. I guess I didn't actually check. Author factors. Set update function. We haven't hidden it yet. We can probably set these up to be. Oop. I'm gonna start a game. No. So that did not actually accomplish what I wanted. Maybe we're saving the rendering engine a little bit. But I don't know how to pause updates. Is that the base actor stuff, right? So that's whether or not it should animate. Maybe that's update. Finish up vectors tween immediately. Has a command named command. Tween time left. Currently in effect delta. Don't unhide if B is false. Stops the actor's movement. There's pause and play. Wasn't there something else early on? Turn animation off. Stop any effect. XYZ, all the zooms. Is it just pause, which means they won't necessarily start again, but actually I guess the first thing to do is find our author frame and just say pause and then see if, wait. Well, we are curious about, we're applying this to the parent frame? Okay, so applying that to the parent frame doesn't do it. I might have to do some stuff with you directly. So what if init command, maybe you have to make you directly invisible. Nope, still going. Oh, I didn't, yeah, it's still gonna be reload command. Still going. Oh, I can change its rate. Is that frame rate? Still seems pretty fast. Small number. Because now I'm wondering if the printer is just backlogged. Large number. Okay, that does stop it. Set update rate. Does that have to be done after the update function? This seems like a dead feature. They're just having no effect at all. Is there like a get visible? Okay. I'm not doing anything to explicitly hide you in the first, though. Slightly sniffly, but yeah. Okay, so that now the parent frame should be hidden, and nothing has happened. How are you doing today, Rainey? Okay, so if we explicitly turn that thing off, it will stop. So there's that frame for author factors. It contains a bunch of frames, which are themselves dealing with that. Cool. I haven't really been talking about this since I'm not sure exactly when, but I have been thinking about taking like just 2 weeks to not worry about schedules for a little bit. But I'm trying to line that up with my other work, and it seems like that project might be winding down soon. So, kind of whenever that gets officially closed, I'll just kind of disappear for a little bit. I mean, I might still stream, but I'm not gonna feel obligated to. Let me, let's see. Theming. Yeah, I really don't know where I would vacation at this point. Yeah, exactly. And I've never been a I've never really done just going someplace to go there. For a while when I went to technical conferences, I would just kind of like take a few extra days to poke around the area. But I kind of realized I wasn't necessarily taking a whole lot out of conferences. I mean, it probably was still good in terms of just getting some other perspectives on things, but I didn't necessarily feel like I was really applying a lot of the stuff I learned there. And I never really got down the networking side of things. And there's also a little bit that it's expensive to be traveling around and getting hotels and stuff. For all that stuff, you're not really getting a lot of benefit out of it. Mm-hmm. Oh, I wonder what yeah, I wonder is on command and off command documented? When exactly does that fire? Is that like becomes visible? Is that when created? And then what does off command mean? Yeah, there's no. I mean, yeah, I don't want to just remove them because it's kind of hard to recreate these things. Like part of it's one big tree that just gets created on startup. I can, yeah, then I have to be loading an external file. I guess actor frame would do things to its children. There is the broadcast to children thing. I don't know if that goes recursive. Yeah, update functions rate. It doesn't seem to do anything. Propagate commands to its children. There might be a couple levels here. So either you would have to explicitly know which frame to be watching for visibility, or I would have to implement the child propagation all the way down and set up hide on all of these. All right, so we're currently doing visible false. And is that indeed what's doing this? Looks... So, I mean, a hide would be an appropriate thing. And I have to make sure to set that up when we start. Hide command. So I'm specifically concerned with, well, there's some other things that could possibly do with stopping. But right now we're looking at author because it's just got a bunch of lines. So you do that. Author factors. You actually being invisible doesn't... And it does make it invisible. But yeah, I'm explicitly checking visible. Okay, so it's not that making it visible does it, it's that that stops it, and so far an explicit check is the only way I know to stop it. Which means I'm going to need a show command to turn that stuff specifically back on. Alright, so you're... So that's that entire frame. Init command. Make sure there's no parsing errors. Right, it's not initially invisible. And then in order to broadcast children, we did Q command. Oh. You can play commands on children. You can't queue commands on children. So that's if the actor frame should propagate commands to its children. That might get some other stuff we don't need. Would you get like double inits? Surely they account for that? But we have to do that at every level. We have to do it at this level. And we have to do it at the level that includes this thing. And we don't hide right off, so we'll have to see what this does to cycling. Okay, that would have hidden it off. And we don't have anything to turn it back on. This would actually be like a play command. So technically, I've only... No, I implemented... Yeah, Q command hide for all of these. Means I just implemented show for all of them. Okay, we've still got our initial setup, which I could probably even do with a... Well, set view does animation. And it's kind of assuming where it's animating from. What else is it saying animate to here? Oh, I do a set view. When we perform pick. Actually, that wouldn't be it. There's a thing I do on like frame 2. Function update. Got a current view, right? Okay, so it ran for a little bit. Not too bad. All these things update so we see them, and then it turns off. All right, so this is factors, which is also going to be off screen. Oh, we have to implement hide and show on you for that to work. And then make sure all of our frames are propagating. Okay, so this is our top level actor frame. So that's actually where we're getting an update function from. This is our base model factors. This is author factor, which there's a check, and those are the only update functions we've got. And then you have to be self-propagate. And the thing that includes you has to be self-propagate. Like, other vectors. Probably don't need this anymore. I guess this screen gets updated on like render and pick and whatnot, so it's not a constant update thing, because the model's not constantly affecting it. Okay, that causes a little bit of move in. I'm not quite sure. I guess maybe it was initially at 0 or something. Okay, we're seeing you update. You're just really, really well tuned right now. So yeah, in theory, all that graph updating was happening even when it wasn't showing. Interesting. All right, well, that was a different thing. Oh, you know, I didn't do that. It's like, oh yeah, we should turn that off, which turned out to be a bigger thing than I thought. Separate screen, separate view. A screen would technically be like a whole nother overlay, and yeah, they're all using the same data, which is why it's hard to separate these into a bunch of vector things. All right, Neo. Ooh, you can go too fast. Oh, I never did deal with the delay thing, did I? Yeah. Let's wait to the end of an animation to do something. And it does not like get the queued message at a later time, apparently. Oh, that does, before it used to scroll all the way through. What could be happening there? Right, the visible is immediate. I wonder if I could do Q command there on the assumption that we've had not yet started the animation, so it would still get queued. And then it would be in the same order as the other thing. Alright, I don't currently seem to be able to break it. No. The other thing we wanted to do is see if we can make this a little bit more intelligent about its layout. So right now we're doing a lot of really assuming stuff. Including passing a scale into here to tell it how big it needs to be. All right, so right now you're getting screen height times blah, 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 blah. I can maybe see that better as, where is model factor? Well, you're pretty similar. As getting some kind of space allocation, so to speak. In theory, that's vertical and horizontal. So maybe just don't end up using that. At the time we create this, we might not have the author list, so I guess I need to figure that out first. Can we actually even do this? $140, okay. Do I have like a font size? I think I have it in graphics song list item. I have a text width. Nothing that really expresses the font size. And it's probably sort of tied up in that. Maybe in like the plus 30. Well, it used to be my winter exercise program with fewer places to ride my bike to. I've still been doing it. I think it's like twice a week currently. And then I have the bike ride on Sunday, and sometimes I have a short ride to the grocery store. It's something. I actually used to stream it, but nobody really seemed to show up. I mean, maybe that kind of thing works for people who already have big communities who just want to hang out. Mm-hmm. I have a small number of PS2 ones. I had, if that hasn't, broken from unuse in the past couple years, it probably still works. But uh, I don't tend to go back there. There are songs that there's definitely a bunch of songs that I don't have in Stepmania, so I guess that would be worth something. I also have to fix my pad sometime. I never really get around to. Let's see, I think the thing I was stopped on last time is I was trying to do some electrical tests and I couldn't like really keep the meter connected easily, so I need to get like some alligator clips or something. This is kind of wrap up. So this is a game mode that I use to pick songs for me. Uh, One of the things that I did, for excessive complexity and because it's fun, is that I'm picking by scores as a way to get around the fact that the difficulty ratings are kind of all over the place. So I did a linear modeling thing. Where's my screen? Which takes a bunch of these stats that are made available by the engine and tries to use that to figure out the scores for songs I have not played. So it's like estimating the score I might get, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's terrible. But early on, it did find a song that was like massively misrated. It was like it's rated at 10, but I might put it like a 6 or 7. So it's doing something. And one of the things I was wondering is that, like, well, you've got a whole bunch of different authors making these steps. I think I've heard that there's like actually one of the problems with the grading scores is that there's been a couple of different systems used for different times, and different authors use different scores. So I added this wrong button. This whole separate system that tries to get a modifier for the step author. And that has reduced my total error. Maybe it's overfitting. It was kind of another thing I was curious about. Project to try. There's like a lot of missing data and stuff, so it's definitely going to be kind of wonky. But yeah, this is like the biggest piece of code. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to be able to pick by score, and if I ever brought in new songs or anything, I wanted to be able to work with that. Um, I mean, I probably could have done something like, well, we're just going to assume something based on the standard song rating for the songs we haven't played. You'd still have to kind of like do some guesstimation and fudging for what that translation would be. Oh, and the other thing is that is going to be for me. In theory, this model could be taken, this system could be taken by anybody. It would look at any scores that they've got and build a model that's appropriate to that player. All right, so that's how many things we've got. I might want to do this at straight up linear. I have to do my font size still. So maybe scale still has a place for font size. It might actually be somewhere around what screen height is. How big do I want text to be? What can we say about this? We said 75 rows. So we want to know how big to make an individual line, how big to make the entire thing, so that we get a certain aspect ratio that will fit into here, which is going to be screen height, screen width, minus some top and bottom. So we need to be passing this to the available space. I'm also fudging like how wide a text is, how much space we're going to take up for all of our stats. So what do we know? We know that we're calling 180 for a column. In our scaled system. On row times 5. Has worked with whatever font I end up using here. So I am going to have some kind of aspect ratio of one item. I'm going to have an aspect ratio of the screen. I probably don't need a perfect solution for this. I mean, maybe I could even just do a loop trying out a couple different rows until we get something that seems good. Because you've got a certain number of entries. How much space an entry takes is going to be... Maybe I could do a fudge based on area. Like sort of round that down and... of course, then I still have to figure out how many rows I want that to be. So if we... Maybe we end up kind of ignoring that scale for the time being. We've got screen width and screen height. Probably going to want to inset that a little bit. That gives us, and actually height is going to be, I don't know. There's going to be that in an offset. And then an item area is roughly that. So an approximation for what is the area division? Is the not the number of items. I know how much area an item takes, and I know how many items we have. So the approximate I guess it would be like approximate scale. Or that be how many? Yeah, because that's the number total area taken up by the number of items we have. Does that get me back to rows and columns? It's like if we're super zoomed in, you just kind of got one big column. As you zoom out, not only is it getting smaller, but you can start doing multiple columns of stuff. There probably is a mathematical solution for this. I'd have to be a little bit different mode of thinking. Because it's going to be kind of like break points where you can... Actually, I'm doing a little bit of this for... But I'm only dealing with one dimension then, so that's for the main list, but I don't deal with multiple columns. Maybe I just have to do the solution for number of columns, and we're probably not going to get to a very large number. Until we find something that so if we do it at one column, we're going to have a very, very small text size. If we do it at 2, it's going to get a little bit bigger. We do it at 3, it's going to get a little bit bigger. I can probably... There might be an easier way to fall out of this. So... we have our total number. And we want to... What was just a straight up... I think that is like min max. You can optionally do a step. I equals 1. Maybe we cut it off. So we have... So this is number of columns, actually. And then the rows, maximum rows, would be... And what does that mean? And then both columns and rows are going to place constraints on our scale. So row scale is going to be well, that's row space. Call scale is going to be Width divided by... Don't know we're using that right now. Then the naming is hard. We have max and min functions. That would be math. I already have those. Yes. I want the largest scale we can get. Do we assume this is always going to go up? We break out whenever we get to that number of columns. I'd still have to remember that, wouldn't I? Oh, you know what? The thing we were taking out of this was actually rows, wasn't it? I mean, you could probably work out the other way. You could probably work it either way, but... So scale is 7, 14 items per. So that was that local. Oh, rows and columns was convenient in there. Okay, so this actually needs to happen, for one thing, before we define this. That's where you actually happen. And we only use you there. Item height. Oh, that was in my whole block of other stuff that I ended up scrapping. Oh, which included the screen. Oops. And properly speaking, we should use that here. All right, let's do a little check here. What was best? What was it? What was it before? Well, that's already not wrong, not right. Which part is off here? Nothing I need to do. No. Current view. And item width. Well, that would not help. Okay, so that's what we had before. Okay, that is too large. It seems to be doing the screen height right. Oh, you know what? We're probably not considering whether it fits. Maybe I need min here, and then we're looking for the largest that fits. That's slightly more reasonable. I think this might be a positioning problem. So what if you actually were placed at the center? We're very slightly off. Why is it not width divided by 2? And if I hadn't scrolled over, I wouldn't even know. We probably do want some width inset. Maybe not as much. Oh, that might help. Still doesn't account for the fact that I think we're like losing even more. So scale. Yeah, that actually makes that a little bit worse. Maybe you need to be... as this code. And I don't seem to have that. Mathematical functions, EI. Okay, that is actually the correct function. And these actually fit that 3 just about right. All right, so things we would want to pass into here would be, what is the window you can work in, I think. And this stuff would get passed down from here. Your height position is a little funny too. This is where it starts drawing. View, defaults to model. Goes to there when we pick. If we're actually looking at the model, we can go look at that. But it's going to be kind of down in the weeds. Fit authors to open space. All right, one of the things I kind of wanted to look at is we do have a couple of these that are, well, there's some in particular I know that should be better tagged. Where does that happen? Is it like author credit? If author equals song get group name, display main title. I'm trying to find particular things. Is it dot dot? I'm just doing a string format. Yeah. This is probably going to be too much. Yeah, okay, so first of all, BGS Mania has a ton of these. It's also responsible for a lot of the muted ones. How about we just do... I need to do a string match, though. Can't be a exact match. String manipulation, dump, find. Match of pattern. Match returns and captures the pattern. What's that versus find? Here's the indices. Capturing the pattern. This match is more of a true-false. And it is pattern in the string S. Well, that didn't work. I guess it always returns something. If pattern specifies no captures, otherwise it returns nil. Oh, it is two specific songs. Red 13 and Deja Vu. Yeah, because I was looking at some of the ones that didn't have that that field, and I didn't see anything that was different. This is 3, Red 13. And the other thing I'm not sure about is that there's 2 formats of files in this. So I think it's credit. No. Okay, so the individual steps have a credit. And is the link, okay. Now, this is the other style of file. Okay, well, this is already telling me that it's probably the other file. Oh. So does that mean, is that red difficulty, or was this actually chart name red, description red? Or was this step style, description? Or was this by a different author? Is there anybody else named Red? don't see it, and it is the name of the song. Oop, not the whole line. This is the top of the file, which is frequently blank. All right, Neo, what about... Okay. Is it reading the comment? Oh, that one does have a red in it. I wonder if it blank, it assumes either the comment or it's kind of using that as like a if blank. All right, and what was the other one? I know it was 8. Deja vu. This one actually includes the word credit. Gamer girl, gamer girl, gamer girl. That one is blank. Now, there's also credit drift. But that does have a credit, which maybe that means it is somebody else. And that one's just completely blank. That one is specified. Now, is there a command for this? Time, mute actions. Oh, I can do volume adjustments from here. Nice to know. I think this is all profile stuff. Theme and textures. There might be an option to reload, but we can probably easier just to run. That means it still found them blank. I wonder if I need to force it to rebuild the cache. Or how I would do that. Because it definitely didn't do a full rebuild. Reload songs courses. Okay, so we didn't get those. Okay, so we don't have the other goals arrows. For the most part, the other ones I wouldn't know what to do with them. The ones from the muted pack were all things that got muted on Twitch when I was doing that, so I'm gonna have to dig into that to figure out where they belong. Easy thing would be to move them back into their home packs. Then if I ever do stream again, that's going to be an issue. And I'm not aware of like any kind of like any other way to do that. No. I guess we still had these open. Yeah, these seem to actually be using the comment. So I might just have to ask about if there's any way you can sort of go through and flag songs like that. I guess there's a selectable thing. I'm not sure what that's about. Oh, right. Turn slow mode off. In the groove, DDRX. Yeah, some of these packs just don't have a whole lot of author credits. I mean, some of them probably aren't known because they're just like somebody at Konami, like the original ones. I mean, Fraxels are probably gonna be Fraxol, but I think I may only have one of his, so that's not gonna be a big deal. Well, no, I've got a couple. Do we have any that actually are tagged? Yep. So that could be potentially a manual fix-up. Or we have to go into those particular things and fix them. Fraxtil. Well, it actually took out a pretty good chunk of them. And it's all pretty much all DDR stuff, and then In the Groove Rebirth. I mean, Outfox is kind of fine, and somebody probably does. You probably figure out who did that. They just didn't tag the song. And I could have done a similar thing for anything in Gull's Arrows would have been Gamer Gull. I probably should fix those up sometime. It looked like there were a bunch of them. So I want to fix it up right now. So the code change here is we're looking at author fixes. The rest was data changes. Oh, right, because every time we change the size, it relevels the height of everything, so it looks nice. I think. Yeah, because we're going by columns, and tries to divide it evenly. Now, if I want to get really ambitious, I'd try to like find these ands and maybe you have songs that are, because you've got like the ands, you've got the pluses. I mean, those are probably collaborations. They at least have to agree on a rating system. The edited bys are going to be a little bit trickier. Also, I don't know if you'd want to, would you put everybody in at weight 1, or would those songs actually have like, 0.5 and zero point 0.5 or zero point 0.3 for a three-way collaboration? Anyway. Oop, okay, yeah, game off. That's it for now. I want to, well, today's one of the days I should actually be playing the game. Then I want to have lunch. And we'll see how One Life is doing later today. I could see the release happening today. He's kind of been doing little more new player tweaks. That's what I'm usually on. Let's see, what do we got? Let's see, so that's some really low level code. Some OpenGL, which is still kind of graphics. It's going to be, once again, kind of low level stuff. Well, how about some OpenGL? I think Toaster Fuel just started, so if you're someplace cool to hang out, that's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye, and until next time.